everyone, it's Chef from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's day 15 in the 2025 Countdown to Christmas series with Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations. Our technique for today was a wreath, and I am going to be using some supplies that I've never used before. So I am using this lovely layer set from Honeybee Stamps, and I'm going to be using the bow and leaves and the branches, and I cut them from 2 colors of cardstock. I'm going to show you guys the circle that I cut out for that. I was so proud of myself. I got 4 leaves out of that little leftover circle. So I made the wreath frame out of 2 dies from MFT, and there was from a really, really old set. It was when they used to do the ones that were like sketches. They'd do a set and then you would have a whole bunch of sketches that you could do from it. Blueprints, I think it was called. But anyway, so I am cutting the pieces of the bow out of this really pretty purple cardstock from Michaels, and then some glitter cardstock. And we're going to be using the Barely Arts glue to put this together. Now, for some reason, I did not have the layering guide, so I went to Honeybee's website, and they do have it on there, which is really nice because I couldn't figure out how to put this bow together, and I was actually missing the very top piece that is glittery, and it has the little middle of the bow on it. So I looked that up, found the other piece, and then ran everything through my bitty buzz cutter. I was trying to figure out how this goes together because the very bottom piece only has 1 tail on the bow, and I was like, how does this work? So the layering guides are phenomenal, and if you don't have them, you can go onto their website, you can print them out, you can just save them. So really easy to do. So the next thing that we're going to do is take that circle, the wreath form, if that's what you have it in real life, it would be a wreath form. And I am going to be putting some first we're going to doctor up the leaves. So there was the 2 different colors of cardstock. The ring is cut out of 1 color of cardstock, like a medium green, as well as half of the leaves. And then the other half are out of that like limey green color. And I thought that I would add some branches to it, because when I cut out the other dies, the ones that are on the very left-hand side, they were very, very thin, and you could see the wreath form underneath of it, and I was like, oh, I have to have a lot of them. So I put these down as a base layer, and then I actually don't use a ton of the other ones. So I'm just putting down a couple of colors of Copic, and then 1 color of Copic markers, and then I'm going over it with 1 or 2 different lighter Copics to kind of fade out some of those harsh stroke lines. I wasn't really sure how I was going to like this. So these are actually like fall leaves from a tree, but I wanted to change them slightly. So adding these lines on there for the like needles of the leaves or the base of the wreath really, I feel like, made it look a little different. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Did it transform them enough? Would you have realized that they were fall leaves? If you go on to, their layering guide, you can see that they are supposed to be fall leaves in there for the fall signs. So this is the Lovely Layers seasonal signs, I think. And there's a ton of different options in there. I wanted to do something different. It is Christmas-y-ish with the colors, but I didn't want it to be traditional red and green. So we do cut out the bow is like more of a pinky purple. So I'm just putting that glue down. You saw that Brownie was sneaking into the frame a couple seconds ago. He was up on the desk. He's been loving being around me with all of everything with work. It's been kind of crazy, so I feel like I've been neglecting him. So he was very desperate for attention, and he's actually sitting right next to me right now because, he has not gotten his daily pets. So while you're watching me put the wreath together, I thought I would talk to you about the series. So Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations and I have been doing this for, this will be our 3rd year. And each year we come up with 25 different ideas and put them into a randomizer. We do videos every Monday and Friday, or in my case, whenever I possibly can. I'm hoping that this week is the last week that I mess up on the schedule. It's just been insane. If you saw the last video, you heard about the work situation. So trying to get a little bit more ahead now that, classes are going to be done in the beginning of December. So it's just a lot right now, but I am trying my best to get some crafting done. So make sure you check out Marie's channel. I will have a link to that in the more information section, as well as the intro video to this series for my channel. Marie has playlists up from all 3 years, so make sure that you head over there and check that out if you have not already. I believe she also has an intro video for the series. So she's also doing a giveaway, so make sure you go over and check out her channel. Subscribe if you're not, and leave comments. So you will, at the end of this series, you will have 75 different ideas, techniques, themes, etc., because we have not repeated one in the past 3 years. And you'll have 150 videos. So lots of crafty inspiration, and I hope that it, gives you guys some ideas and sparks some inspiration for creating your own Christmas cards, because it's crazy. Christmas will be here. So Thursday it will actually be, so Thursday's my birthday, and I was born 5 weeks before Christmas. So from this Thursday, it's 5 weeks. So crazy. So Thanksgiving is exactly 4 weeks. So very, very crazy stuff. Okay, so back to the card. Once I glued all those leaves on and I put the bow on, I actually went back and I put the greenery at the bottom, and then I put the bow on. Then I actually found a die in there that cut out 8 different little like berries. So I did both colors of cardstock. I put that on, one on each leaf. I alternated. And then we're going to move on to the door. So these door dies are from, I think they're from Honeybee also. It's like the threshold dies. And I cut them out of some kind of like sparkly cardstock. It doesn't have any like actual glitter in it, but it kind of just has a little bit of like a gold tint to it. It's really, really pretty. So I did that for both of the layers of the doors, and then these panels cut out so you can put them in the openings. So it looks like the panel doors. You could actually even do some lines on it to make it look like, like a typical front door that has the panel on the very inside one too. If I'm probably not explaining it right, but you can make it look a little 3D. I just wanted to get them on there and then get them onto the card base because I had some limited time to craft today. So I am putting some Bearly Arts glue down, popping those back into place. And once that is done, I'm going to try to take off some of the green ink that I got onto one of the panels. I should have covered that up I should have put it so it was being covered up by the wreath, but I think I took most of it off. So I was trying to decide if I wanted the hanger on there or not. I was going back and forth because I was like, oh, it looks cute, but then I felt like the wreath was a little bit too low and it was probably a little bit too big for the door at that point. So I actually scrapped that, didn't even bother to cut it out, but I do think this wreath hanger is cute. It is for the round sign that is in the set, but that wreath is a little bigger, the background is a little bit bigger for that. So once I attached the wreath onto the front of the door, I am going to glue down these 2 strips, and it's the same purplish color that's the bottom parts of the bow. I did like a little over 1 inch for both of them, and I thought I cut them down to the same width, but I didn't. The one on the right is a little bit more narrow, but it doesn't matter because it's enough to cover this. So this is a pre-made card base that is 6.5 by 5. So instead of a 5 by 7, it's just a tiny bit smaller than that. And I just didn't feel like cutting a card base. So picked that up, and then I used my scissors to go ahead and cut off that excess at the top. I wanted to make sure I had enough so that I can make it go up to the sides. And the door is exactly 6.5 inches high. So I just put some Bearly Arts glue on the back of that, and then I'm going to attach it on there. and we're going to do one last thing before we call this card done. Well, I found some stickles on my desk, and they were like the clear ones, and I was like, oh, they're pretty, but they didn't have any purple or pink in them. So I put that down, and then I found a purple stickles, and I put that kind of over top of it, and then I used my Tim Holtz craft pick, and I kind of swirled it around so that it would be a little bit lighter, kind of like a mixture. So let me know what you think. That's for the doorknob, and I don't know if it should have been a little bit bigger. I don't know. I was actually looking for a gem that could go there, and I probably had some in my drawer, but I found the stickles first. So once I finish doing that, I'm going to show you the stickles, and that is the card for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have comments or questions, leave them below, and I'll see you again real soon for another video. Bye!